Hey, what's up? It's your boy Evan the Vegan here. I kind of wanted to make this video to, if by any reason this video finds you, and most likely it won't, if you're because, Veganuary just finished. It's the month where people try the plant-based lifestyle, the vegan lifestyle, or specifically the vegan diet, the plant-based diet rather. But I'm gonna title this video, what things to how to stay on a vegan diet, because people think it's a diet, but it's not. Doesn't matter. I'll just talk about the plant-based diet specifically. So how to stay on course, how to I just want to talk about the mistakes I made. I went vegan in 2015, and I've made a lot of mistakes. So I kind of wanted to help people get on track, or stay on track, or rather, and make this a sustainable lifestyle, because a lot of vegans seem to fail. There's like some people saying, no, all these 90% of vegans, they go back to eating animal products, and I don't want that to happen. So I just wanted to make this video, and on my channel I've always done videos just randomly about different topics, and that never worked. And I'm just gonna, if I'm gonna ever post a video on YouTube, I'm gonna provide some sort of value, some sort of information that I thought might be useful. And if this video by chance finds you, or I hope to you take this information in and apply it in your life. Because if I think eating a plant-based lifestyle, let's just talk about the diet itself, not talk about the environment and animals. It's a very it can benefit you in a lot of ways. It's like you're paying a deposit. It's not only your well-being, how your body functions in the long term. Talk about when you get to 60s and 80s. When you're sort of in your 80s, you will avoid having health issues. So many of them, and people can debate this, but and vegans and vegan doctors and meat proponents and omnivores and people who promote the Mediterranean diet, the carnivore diet, they're all they can all argue and whatever, but the science is there regardless of what people say. And this has been known for a while, and it's just come to light. Old scientific research come to light, especially in the in this century specifically, that a whole food plant-based diet is the healthiest diet on the planet. And what I mean by whole foods, it's simply incorporating foods as they are, the plant foods as they are grown. So a whole banana. Let's say for lunch, you'll have people say, "Oh, rice is not a whole food," but it's a plant. I don't want you to get bogged down. What you need to do if you want to sustain this lifestyle is eat a high calories, quantity wise, a lot of food. For example, for dinner I will have a lot of pasta. People say it's not whole food, but regardless, think of it as whole foods. Incorporating actual foods. A sweet potato, a whole sweet potato with skin. Salads. Although I don't recommend just eating salads. This common perception, especially amongst women. I'm just going to eat some salads and some this and that. No, that's not enough to sustain. That's not enough calories, Men need to be in 2,000 up, depending on your lifestyle. And women also need to be eating that, So, sweet potatoes, a whole potato, beans, things like that, legumes, nuts and seeds, nuts. I like nuts. I like walnuts. Maybe add some walnuts in the morning to your porridge or whatever. Raisins. Whole foods, incorporating foods. Especially I would recommend eating a lot of fruit. Especially in the morning. You want to be eating more calories in the morning. So, especially high sugary plant foods, because they'll sort of fill you up with muscles with glycogen and just give you that boost in energy. Especially if you're working at home. I found that drinking some fruit juice, like a couple of glasses of orange juice, just really boosts my my productivity in the morning when I'm studying and whatnot. So Yeah, things like that. Fruit, definitely high intake of fruit. They say 5 a day. It's like the recommended. I say 20 a day. Well, all your food will be plant anyway, but I would recommend in terms of fruit, eating a ton of fruits. Bananas and dates is where be your calories at. So, for example, you can take 5 bananas. That's approximately 500 calories. Make a smoothie. Add a bit of maple syrup in it. Boom, boom, you're buzzing, you're feeling good, and a lot of people will debate this. Oh, having too much sugar is bad, and it's gonna cause diabetes and all this, and it's a bunch of rubbish. A diet high in animal fat and protein causes type 2 diabetes, and obviously those with people with type 1 2 diabetes, I don't know much about that. I think you guys need to definitely look at your sugar levels, but with type 2 diabetics, you need to cut out the animal fat, cut out the high protein intake. So if you just finished Veganuary, you felt great, and what's next? Well, I would definitely recommend supplementing. So, the vegans, I need to take supplements. No. Regardless if you're vegan or not, you will need to supplement. Not only just multivitamins in general, because a lot of people just lack the general vitamins because they don't eat high quantity of foods, nutritiously dense foods. So that and B12, I think everyone should take. It doesn't matter. Like, I think 45% of the population in America, this is like an old figure, like deficient B12, regardless of their diet. So a B12. I spray. I have a spray. Some people take injections, but I don't really want to do that. I don't like needles. I bought some B12 from a friend of mine, but I couldn't get myself to inject it into the thigh muscle. But anyway, but for what you do now, it really depends. I mean, you can go high carb, low fat. It really doesn't matter as long as you just get enough calories from those foods and have a lot of variety. So beans, fruits and vegetables, different leafy greens, spinach, kale, whatever you really enjoy. Just think of all the plant foods that you really enjoy. Spice things up. Use spices. I love I pretty much eat the same things every week in and out. Mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, skins. The potato wedgies. A lot of beans, a lot of pasta, a lot of rice, couscous. All these different grains are great to get those carbohydrates, get those calories in. In the morning, I eat a ton of fruit. What else? Sometimes, look, there's a lot of vegan junk food out there, And I say this, if you're just going to eat just vegan junk food, you're definitely going to feel shit, I've gained a lot of weight. I mean, look at me. I used to be so fit when I first went vegan, and the mistakes I've made, I'll go into that in a second. The mistakes I've made primarily was not eating enough calories, not getting enough sleep, and not getting enough water. And I know this is like, you're just a Duran Rider clone, you're just repeating everything you said, but people don't know who this Duran Rider is. No, but if you're new, so I'm speaking this from the heart, from experience, and the mistakes I made, just, not eating enough food, not eating enough calories, not getting enough rest, and then thinking, is this, maybe it's not working, whatever. I'll give you a story. The first time I went vegan, I literally just ate rice, beans, some, just wasn't eating enough calories, and just fruit. I was just eating bananas and apples and stuff. And one time I had to go to London to get a visa to see my family and stuff, to see my dad. And I went there, and it was the hottest time of the year. It was like 35 degrees, and for me that's just too much. It was like 30. And London is a really densely populated place. Pollution is awful, so just really having an awful time. I was dehydrated. I was sitting on the bus, just sweating, just having an awful time. Didn't eat enough food, and then I went to the shop super hungry, and just to find. I'm gonna have some bananas. I bought these bananas that weren't even ripe. They were yellow. Don't eat yellow, and I don't eat yellow bananas anymore because not enough sugar content. And I just felt horrible, and then I went back to literally the first week of me being vegan. I went back to eating meat for briefly for 2-3 days, and then something happened. I went for a walk, and I was petting a cow, and I was like, "I'm sorry that I eat meat," or something. "I'm sorry I went back to eating meat," and the cow was like, gave me some sort of negative energy. It sort of buttered me, and I was like, that was like my kind of call to just, no, I'm gonna try it again. And yeah, so I made mistakes. There's a lot of mistakes I've made. I've sometimes bought products that I didn't even know had animal products in them. So it is good to check the label, but it's not that difficult nowadays. Most of the time they will highlight if it's got any animal products in it. Most products anyway. Sometimes they're really small print, but keep it simple. You don't have to. You can enjoy vegan junk food once in a while. You miss those things. There is some vegan alternatives that are really much better, like plant milks. Yogurts, vegan yogurts, and whatnot. And there is a lot of good alternatives, but there is a lot of like junk food, which is great. Because people are transitioning, it is really helpful for them. But this is like advice in the long run. It's going to be a long video, perhaps. Maybe some of you clicked off, but this is for people who want to succeed in this lifestyle, who really care about the health, who want to see some positive results, especially those in the older category bracket. You see what's happening right now with COVID. A lot of overweight people were dying and just not having a good time. And the key to health is your eating habits. If you give the right fuel to the body, it will function optimally. And if you look at, for example, a diesel car, if you put petrol in it, it will f up. So yeah. So if you're still watching, if you're still here, if you're interested in sustaining this lifestyle long term and being healthy, I think exercise is key, especially if you want to lose weight as well, as sort of incorporating that. Exercise, just if you're really overweight, just start walking, just start walking more, walk with your dog, start doing a sport that you enjoy, even at home, whatever. If you're in isolation, just at home, you can do just basic movements, do squats and just basic things. Exercise is key to, your health. Like if I don't exercise for quite a while, I just have less energy, just feel horrible, so I'm getting wrinkles here, I'm getting old. So, yeah, I just wanted to make this video. What else I want to talk about? So, yeah, calories is the key. A lot of these ex-vegans, they fail because they don't stick to one simple plan, that's proven to work. They switch, they go, fruit cleanses, juice cleanses, they starve themselves, they do these, just ridiculous things. They do high fat, high carb, they do junk. It's that simple. You just eat as much plant food as you want at first, Eat as much food as you want, and then along the way you'll work out what works best for you. Some people prefer high protein, high carb, and that, they eat kind of just everything really, and anything plant-based, I'd recommend, for example, for dinner, maybe mashed potatoes with some beans. Maybe you can buy some vegan sausages in the shop. There are a lot of, like Linda McCarthy's. That, a bit of ketchup, some sides. Salad should be your sides. That's it. There's these videos of these fitness gurus. Oh, I've got a six-pack. Look at me. He's like, and he says, oh, what do you think I'm going to eat? This rabbit food, this salad, or pizza? Well, you can have a vegan pizza and a salad. So I don't know why people assume that you have to choose between one, and people say, oh, bread is bad. It's like, well, bread is not bad. The only thing about bread is that there are nutrients in it, but it's not nutritionally dense. Mm-hmm. So what I mean by that, there's not enough, fiber in it. Depending on which bread you eat, there's not enough protein, there's not enough bunch of different vitamins. So it's better to have a healthier bread alternative. I mean, pizza is great, and you can eat pizza once in a while. But so that's one thing. Another is so salads is just a side. This is where you're getting all your vitamins and minerals from, and your antioxidants and whatnot. So that's one step. And then let's say for breakfast, you maybe have some porridge, some raisins and whatever. I know a lot of people say don't mix your carbs in your thing, but I found, like, sure, like maybe let's say if you're going for a workout in the morning, then yeah, just drink like 3 cups of orange juice or apple juice. You're gonna go for a run, because you don't need to worry about digesting it. It just goes straight in your muscles. into your body, and or if you're gonna go for cycling, eat something that can turn quickly into energy. And a lot of people say, "Oh, if you eat too much fat, if you eat too much carbohydrates, you'll get fat." It's like, no, that's total nonsense. Just think about this. I know it's a very simple analogy, but if you consume a cup of carbohydrates, your body needs to convert that into fat. Whereas when you eat fat, it needs to it doesn't need conversion. It can just store it as fat. So it's a very stupid analogy, and a lot of these, experts, whatever, but I just speak from experience. There is no reason why you should fail on a plant-based diet. If you eat enough calories, if you get enough rest, and if you're sleeping enough. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, I've been vegan for 2 years, and they're doing other shit that's really bad for their health, and then now they're blaming on this." Because everyone is against you. I say in this movement, or just being vegan itself is like a laughing stock. We're like the laughing stock. We're losers of society. Everyone hates us. Even my dad picks on me all the time. And I love my dad, but he always picks on me and laughs at me. It's like, "Oh, this," and like, I love animals, but I eat them, and it's just people are gonna be against you. We're the minority in terms of eating habits. We're a very small percentage of the population. So just don't listen to those people. Follow your heart and see how you feel if you do it right. And it's not that difficult to do it right. You just need to eat lots of plant foods, lots of variety, lots of fruit, lots of vegetables, lots of legumes. Cut back on the nuts if you want to lose a bit of weight. Cut down on the fats, because I found when I eat really high carb and really low fat, I get lean pretty fast. Like 3 months of me just riding the bike to work and eating high carb, low fat, I would lose a lot of weight, a lot of fat really quick. So yeah, and the other thing is, I think I've covered the ground, to be honest. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I think fats are important, but they're not as essential. They are essential, but they're not as essential as carbohydrates, which is the main fuel your body uses. Your brain, your muscles, every single cell in your body uses glucose, and that's just a fact. That's just a fact. So yeah, that's kind of a long video. Maybe I'll divide it in 2 sections. It's like part 2 or something, maybe, just so it can upload quicker. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you have any questions, or if or any valid criticisms. Any stupid comments I'll delete, because this is my channel. I do what I want with it, and I want to create a community of people who care about their health, at least, and want to be healthy and live a long, healthy life. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you have any concerns and stuff like that, what you're struggling with. There are, of course, anomalies in terms of people, what they can and can't eat. And you can, even if you're like allergic to gluten and a lot of things, you can still make it work. There's a lot of gluten-free products, or even rice. There's a lot of grains that don't have, not that many, but there are some that don't have any gluten in them. So comment down below if you have any concerns and whatnot. But I hope you found this video helpful, and if the video does find you, remember that a whole food plant-based diet, and a plant-based diet in general, is the healthiest alternative. It's the healthiest, most optimal way of eating food. I'm not going to be posting videos too many weeks. I've got a lot of things going on, and I really need to focus on my education first, and something that I enjoy, and some other things. But I will be posting videos once in a while, just to give you some sort of feedback, give you some helpful tips perhaps that I've learned, and I've made a lot of mistakes. I'm a sucker myself. I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes. I wish that I could avoid, and I'm just going to give you this information that you could perhaps find useful. So yeah, I'm sorry this video is long, but I hope it's been helpful, and take it easy, stay safe out there, and see you next time. Peace.